I love you, baby CJ. Hey, what's up guys? This is Mama CC checking in. How are you? If you're new to my channel, my name is Sierra, aka Mama CC. I am a mom vlogger, so I talk a lot about my life as a first-time mom. I had my son, baby CJ, back in January of 2017, and right now he is 1 year old. So if you'd like to learn more about us, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and also make sure you give this video a thumbs up as well. Well, today's video is pretty much going to be about the cost of giving birth in the United States. So basically our healthcare system here is, I don't know what you call it, I guess I should have had the name ready for you guys, but we basically pay into it through our jobs, and then our jobs pay a percentage of our healthcare costs to the healthcare company, and then we get insurance that way. So when we go to the doctor, we pull out our insurance card, we have to go to a certain doctor that is within the network of the type of insurance that we have. It's really weird. You can't just go anywhere because depending on what type of insurance you have, your coverage may be covered at a smaller percentage or not covered at all. So I know specifically for my birth, I had HAP health insurance, and I went to a doctor in a hospital that was within my network, and I believe, I don't have this insurance anymore, but I believe they covered my hospital costs at 80%. I know through the Obamacare mandate, pregnancy services for women is covered 100% by the government, so you definitely don't have to be worried about that. If you're pregnant out there and you don't have health insurance, don't worry about it. Your health care costs, as far as your pregnancy goes, is covered under the Obamacare terms. Basically, I had CJ last year in January. I'm a healthy individual. There was no complications or anything like that. So depending on what type of pregnancy you have, the cost can vary, especially for a C-section. Those can actually be more expensive because those are considered major surgery. So I was in the hospital for 3 days, which is a little bit longer than what most people are used to. I know most people are in there for about 2 days, but considering the fact that CJ had slight jaundice, they wanted to keep him and monitor him for an extra day. And also he was born 3 weeks early. I had him at 36 weeks and I think it was 3 or 4 days. But one thing I do want to make sure I mention to you guys that I think is very important that I didn't know until I actually was having a baby. There are 3 types of insurances that are supplemental insurances that you should have before getting pregnant. And one of those is short-term disability. The other one is hospital indemnity plan, and the other one is a fixed indemnity plan. And basically, short-term disability is something happens to you. You can be out of work for a certain amount of time and you're going to be paid a percentage of your income. And this could be used for pregnancy as well, which I didn't know about. But you have to have this benefit, I believe it's so many months before you deliver. I think it's probably even maybe 6 months before you even get pregnant or something like that. So definitely try to sign up for this when you can. And I know when I was looking at my plan, if I had it, I believe they paid me 60% of my paycheck while I would be on maternity leave. But I didn't have that benefit, so I can't really discuss much about it. I did have the hospital indemnity plan and fixed indemnity plan. And again, I just want to say that these are supplemental plans that you can have in addition to your health insurance. Or even if you don't have health insurance, even if you don't have health insurance, you can still have these plans. But don't think that these plans are going to take the place of health insurance. You definitely need a health insurance plan. Hospital indemnity plan and the fixed indemnity plan are plans that you can have that will pay you when you go to the hospital. So for example, if you check into the hospital and you're there for so many days, the plan pays you per day that you're in the hospital. and then they also give you a set amount of money. So I know both the hospital plan and the fixed plan paid me $1,000 just for being admitted to the hospital. And then one of the plans paid me $700 for every day that I was in the hospital. So that's the $1,000 plus the $700 each day that I was in the hospital. And then the other plan, the fixed indemnity plan, I think it was probably $100. I don't really remember exactly what it was, but I know that this insurance also covered prescriptions. If I had to get a prescription for anything, I was paid $50 to cover prescriptions that needed to be filled as well. So if I had one prescription or two prescriptions, I would get $50 for each of those prescriptions that I had to take to the pharmacy. So these are really great plans that I recommend anybody sign up for. A hospital and fixed indemnity plan, those didn't have any limitations. You can actually use those right away after you sign up for them. So I actually had signed up for my plan in December, you know, around the time of open enrollment for healthcare, and then I was able to use it in January. So these plans, actually, the hospital indemnity plan and the fixed indemnity plan, they have no network restrictions. It doesn't matter what hospital you go to or what doctor you see, they're gonna pay you the benefits. Now they do give you the option to have the benefits paid directly to the hospital or the doctor, or you have the option of them sending you the money and then you pay to the doctor. I obviously took the second option. They sent me the check and I took that money and paid whatever co-pays that I needed to pay with the money. So and this actually worked out great for me because I did have maternity leave, but I was not getting paid. Now I must say that there is an option to get the fixed indemnity plan, and then there's also an option to get the limited indemnity plan. They're the same thing, but one provides more benefits for you. So I opted to get the fixed indemnity plan. I like it's something that's free. You do make a premium payment every month. So I do want to go over my bills so that you guys can get somewhat of an idea how much it costs to have a baby, because I know when I first got pregnant, I didn't really have great insurance to the job I was working at, so I was really concerned about the price of having a baby. It's not really any option to go out there and look for prices and compare prices. You know, going to the hospital is just one of those things where they bill you after the service, which is definitely not fair, especially when we consumers have to pay, you know, for that out of pocket, you know, especially with co-pays and stuff like that. Even though we do have insurance, there's still a cost to it for us here in America. I know it's a lot different for you people out there in Canada and Australia and the UK. I know, you guys got it good, but we in America, we're working on stuff, okay? Just give us some time. We're working on it. That's actually one of the things that I wish that they would really try to fix here in America is the healthcare system, because there's just, it's good, but it's not great. But thankfully I have insurance, because there's a lot of people out there who don't have it even after the Obamacare took place. You know, some people just didn't sign up for it. So again, as I mentioned before, I didn't have any complications with my pregnancy. I didn't have an epidural. It was all natural, so I don't have the cost for a epidural. So I went into labor. My water broke at 2 a.m. and I went to the hospital. I stayed there. Well, at first I went to triage. They monitored me, then finally put me into a room, and they wanted to wait for the contractions to come so I can dilate more. I never dilated more than 3 centimeters, so they finally gave me the Pitocin around 2 p.m. and then at 5:56 p.m. is when I had CJ. So I did have a vaginal birth. And let's go over some of the costs. I will definitely put these up so you guys can see them. I had not a midwife, but I had, yeah, I did have a midwife. Cost to have a vaginal delivery was $2,030. So after the health insurance, my copay ended up being $500 that I had to pay for that. This bill is actually for CJ. For him to, well, he wasn't really in the nursery because after I gave birth, they immediately put him on my chest and he stayed with me the whole entire time. Like, he never left my sight. So the only time I didn't see CJ is when they did his circumcision. And I know a lot of mommies have, you know, a lot of arguments about that. I don't want to get too much into that. That's what he had, and, you know, to each their own. So for some reason they have Nursery General on here, and that was $4,000. They have Pharmacy General, $120, Laboratory Services, $386, Operating Room Services, $121, which I assume is for the circumcision, and then Audiology, and maybe, I'm thinking that's for his hearing test that he had to take. That was $374. So the total charges on that was $5,000. For some reason they have an insurance payment of $24,000, which is kind of baffles me because the charges don't equal up to $24,000. Then they also have on here something else, a birthing center hospital decharge. This comes a total up to $521, but after all is said and done, the copay ended up being $342 for CJ. For myself, in order to stay in a semi-private room, it was $4,224. Actually, I had a private room because there was no other bed in there. It was just myself, which I was thankful for. Pharmacy General, $343. My IV cost $858. Laboratory, $733. Pathology, $229. Imaging services, $455. Respiratory services, $49. My labor and delivery room was $3,560. My television and food cost $19. So the total charges for that was $10,526.37, and then my copay was $319. Then I also have another bill here for CJ with some other charges. I don't know exactly what they're for. The total charges come to $521, and the copay on that was $231. So when all was said and done, my total copay for everything was $1,392.26, and the total charges for giving birth in a hospital in Michigan is $17,722,000.63, and that's, you know, plus or minus some things that I may have missed. But I think I did a pretty good job of keeping track of all my bills and stuff like that. You know, paying this copay off, that's where my hospital indemnity plans came into play. So it was really good that I actually had that. So I don't know how much it is. If you get an epidural, I'm pretty sure it'd be quite more because you have to pay another doctor charge for the anesthesiologist to come in and give you the shot. And the reason why I did not get that because I did not want a needle going into my spine. So I did try to get like the IV pain medication, but my midwife had got to my labor and delivery room so late that it was time for me to push. There was really no need for me to have the medication. So it was all natural birth, and I don't think it really took that long to push out, honestly. But it definitely was hard. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say about the cost of giving birth. If you guys have anything that you want to share down in the comment section, definitely leave it below. I'd like to see what your cost may have been for giving birth here in the United States. Make sure you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I definitely got a lot of videos that I think will be beneficial for moms out there. And my battery is dying, so with that being said, I'm gonna get going, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. This is Mama Cece checking out. See you later. See you soon. Bye.